With the Lion King remake now out in theaters, Jon Favreau has directed 9 films, so let's rank his movies from worst to best. Hey everybody, my name is Justin and I love to watch movies. If you guys love to watch movies too, you guys are in the right spot. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification so you guys don't miss any of my up and coming videos. Today we're going to be ranking all 9 of the Jon Favreau directed films, so make sure to leave your list down below. What is your favorite Jon Favreau film? And what is your least favorite Jon Favreau film? Going through his directed films, he has a wide variety of films. He's got a Christmas movie, a couple superhero films, he's got a cowboy movie, and a couple Disney movies along the way. You tell that he does not stick to one genre. So let's start this list off with number 9, Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 is such a disappointing film because the first Iron Man movie is really good and this is a unsatisfying sequel. There's so many different storylines in this movie that never really feel important to the overall movie. The movie has a lack of action, and when we do get to the action, the movie's almost over and it's not really entertaining. Robert Downey Jr. is good as Tony Stark in this movie. This has a very weak villain with Whiplash. The movie had too much humor in it and it took away from the overall tone of the movie. Coming at number 8 is Cowboys and Aliens. This is a fun film. It's a pretty interesting concept of cowboys and aliens, and they definitely play up the parts of each of those very well. The cowboy aspects are really cool, and as well as the alien aspects, which I enjoy as well. Harrison Ford is very generic in his role. I like Daniel Craig in his role. The movie is pleasing to look at, and there are some entertaining action scenes throughout, but it becomes painfully predictable towards the end of the film, but still manages to be a lot of fun. Coming in number 7 is Zathura. This is a fun film, much like Jumanji from the same author, and I just watched this the other day and I thought this movie was a lot of fun. But Zathura doesn't have that one scene that makes me remember this movie. I could remember Jumanji for a few sequences, but when I sat down to watch Zathura, I couldn't remember what had happened. I saw it a few times when I was younger, but I can't remember that one sequence or what had happened at the end of the movie. But I was watching it, I thought this was a really enjoyable film. I really liked Dax Shepard in the movie. I liked the story of the young boys. It was really relatable because me and my brother fought a lot when we were younger. Definitely felt realistic between these two boys that were playing this board game and how they were arguing. So they definitely played up that relationship, and then the introduction of Dax Shepard really shook up the story. It's a fun film, but it's no Jumanji. Coming at number 6 is The Lion King. This is his most recent directed film. It looks beautiful. He does a great job directing this film. The voice cast is perfect in here. The movie lacks expressions from the lions because it's all CGI, it's photorealistic, but these voice actors are trying to portray these characters and give it life and emotions, but just does not work together because the expressions on the lion's face are just the same throughout the whole entire movie, so it really does not match up. And also some of the musical moments in here, like Can You Feel Love Tonight and I Can't Wait to Be King, don't really feel very lively and they're not really that entertaining, but The Lion King is beautiful to look at, and that's why it sits at number 6. Coming at number 5 is Chef. Chef is a movie that makes me really hungry, but Jon Favreau really puts a lot of effort into this movie. I feel like this is a passion project for him, a really personal story, one that he enjoyed directing. I could feel the love in this movie, and I know he likes cooking. He just had released a Netflix show about cooking with celebrities, and but with Chef, I could feel the love for this movie. It's very laid back. It has a really chill vibe that I enjoyed watching. I enjoyed watching the progression of his food truck and starting from scrap and making it really popular. The cast in here is really great. The cast is really great in here, from Jon Favreau to Sofia Vergara. And it's definitely a movie that you want to eat while you watch it because the movie has a lot of up-close shots. It's almost like he was trying to have Instagram photos of his food, a lot of close-up shots of food. But I love the story and I love the direction and how laid back it was. Coming at number 4 is The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book is an amazing looking film. I like Mowgli in the movie. I like some of the new additions to the story. It's not the same as the original Jungle Book movie. The musical moments fit really well into the movie, and the voice cast does a great job in the movie. I love Idris Elba in his role as Shere Khan. Bill Murray as Baloo is great. The Jungle Book animated film is one of my favorite Disney movies, and so this movie was translated very well onto the big screen while being faithful to that original movie, but also adding some new elements, and it definitely made it work. Coming at number 3 is Made. Made is his first directed film, and after watching Swingers, which starred Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn, I thought the pairing of them two was perfect. It was something I wanted to see again. And then when I was in college, I discovered Made, and it definitely works. This movie is a lot of fun. The relationship between Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau is perfect. They are a great pairing. I want to see another movie with them together. They definitely feel very comfortable in the role, and Jon Favreau lets Vince Vaughn just have at it. Just have a lot of fun with his role. Way over the top. I feel like both of them are very similar. They're very fast talking actors, and it makes the movie feel really, really quick. The storyline I find to be very interesting. I like to see where these characters go. And this movie is about two aspiring boxers who get caught up in some crime, and some things happen to them along the way. It's very typical, but what holds this movie together is the chemistry between Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn. It definitely works. Very memorable performances from them too. Swingers is a really good movie, and made me love both of them together. Coming at number 2 is Ironman, his first Marvel Cinematic Universe film that he has directed. Ironman was great. I love Tony Stark, very interesting character. I love the progression for Tony Stark going from someone who really... I love the progression from Tony Stark, and I love how he ended up as Iron Man and wanted to fight for good. The villain is a little bit on the weaker side, and this is a typical superhero movie. It's got the typical setup, the typical villain, but this is such a good film. It mixes heart with humor, great action sequences. It's such a fun movie to watch. It's easily one of his best films, and one of the best Marvel films as well. But my favorite directed Jon Favreau film, and I always forget that he directs this movie, and that is Elf. He has Iron Man and Cowboys and Aliens, and a movie about food, and he's directed a Christmas movie. It's one of the movies that I always forget that he has directed, but it's one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies. I absolutely love Elf. The atmosphere is very spot on. Will Ferrell turns in a hilarious performance as someone who believes in Christmas. He's come from the North Pole. He knows who Santa is, and he's entering New York trying to find his father. And not a lot of people believe in Santa and, love Christmas. So it's kind of up to him to bring that magic back. And I absolutely love that. Watching him interact with people who don't really love Christmas, it's kind of heartbreaking because Christmas is such a fun time, but seeing his spirit flow through New York and everybody who interact with him, it's very sweet. Jon Favreau does a great job directing this film. He has a lot of fun with it. It's a very innocent film. It's a very enjoyable film as well. It's a movie that I always watch around Christmas time, and maybe not around Christmas time as well, but I always forget that he's directed this film. But it's such a good movie and a very iconic Christmas movie. So there you guys have it, all 9 of Jon Favreau's directed films, ranked worst to best. How would you rank his movies down below? Thank you guys for checking out this video. My name is JustinWatchesMovies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.